Hello, very, very excited to be here at another visionary talk show with you all. I'm super delighted. I just jumped out of a different session um, held by the United Nations and International Women's Day type of conversation in the last 2 hours, and it was really great. I know some of you joined that as well, and I really want to thank you for being a part, for coming on board. How's everybody doing this evening? I'm so delighted. I've really had a full, busy day, but for sure, I wanted to keep the commitments, for getting on board this particular talk show, which is the last. And thank you, Dr. Louisa, for just also showing up to support me. Thank you so much. We had a really great time at the earlier conversation, and I expect that we're going to have a great time again today. I really thank you all for diving in. You definitely want to take the link and put on your WhatsApp status, put on your WhatsApp groups, and just share the poster on Instagram. Let's get everyone in for the party. Meals are going to be served with Chapman and nice drinks, maybe in another 5-10 minutes, and just bring yourself to the party. Bring your favorite snack to the party. Bring your heart, your journal, and your friends to the party. Super, super excited to be here with you this evening. I'm looking forward to an extraordinary conversation, and it's your conversation. So I'm definitely counting on you to make this like really rock, to make it epic. I'm counting on you to have a beautiful time with you. Um, you're going to be leading the charge for the conversations, asking questions, giving your answers, and generally helping us learn together. I am here to facilitate that experience for you and sort of share a bit as well some of the insights that I believe will be helpful for any visionary as you move ahead in the course of this decade, as you move forward and start to really do the things that you believe are capable of creating the change for you. So let me know where you're joining us from today. And I want to thank all of you who continue to share the link of the previous visionary talk shows. We have had tens of thousands cumulative views on those talk shows, and I still get emails, I still get DMs, I still get WhatsApp chats, people reaching me and saying, DDK, where did you find those guys? But of course, you're going to do the same with this right now and even afterward. Thank you, Marilinda, for joining us from Senegal. Very delighted to welcome you. Nene, thank you for joining us from Abuja in Nigeria. Chidima, welcome. So excited to have you, Amaka, from Liverpool in the UK. Bodam, welcome from Lagos, Nigeria. Louisa, my friend and sister, thank you for joining us from Virginia. Gift from Lagos, Nigeria. I welcome you heartily. Thank you so much for your gift and your presence. Very, very pleased to have you. Adekemi from Kaduna in Nigeria. You are welcome. How is the North treating you this precious day? Great weather, great people. Dr. Lewis, thank you for joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you, Dr. Wura, for joining us from Massachusetts. Excited to welcome you. Buchi, welcome from FCT. Becky from Delta, excited to welcome you. Idowolu Kaide, thank you for joining us from Nigeria. Okwemi from Ibadan, Anu from Lagos, Maureen from Ibadan, Penlock from Lagos. We are delighted to welcome you. Elaye, thank you for joining us. Fumi from Lagos, excited to welcome you as well. Thank you, Frank. Excited to see you with us this evening. Thank you, Temitope, for joining us from Porta in the country Nigeria. Eli from Port Harcourt, Chilo from Houston, Texas in the US. Excited to welcome you as well. Tega in Lagos, excited to welcome you. Thank you for coming. Kanayo, thank you. Omonoju from Abuja. Thank you, Coach Bamike from Lagos. I'm truly thankful. Adekemi says it's hot in Kaduna. Well done, and God keeps you strong. Thank you so much, PK Hadassah, joining us from Abuja. Jane joined us from Abuja. Bukola Mary joined us from Lagos. Juliana joined us from Ondo in Nigeria. Simply Taller joined us from Pittsburgh in the UK. Denmi joined us from Bayelsa in Nigeria. Oluwakemi joined us from Ileife. Excited to have you. Elizabeth Oyok, thank you so much for coming on board, and thank you for your compliment. Alison from Barbados, Chichi from Houston, Tim Lulua from Lagos, Oge Tyro from the UK, Olabisi from Abuja. Well done, and thank you so much for being on board this precious night. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited. I've had a full day, but the moment I got on this call and I started to hear from you guys, read from you guys, I'm coming alive because you're giving me great energy. Olade Jolunike from Ikeja, thank you for joining us tonight. Josephine from Cape Town, thank you for joining us and thank you for your kind compliment. Excited to welcome you tonight. Everyone is doing great, obviously. I'm happy. I'm thanking God for you. It is the Lord that preserves his own. And it gives me joy to see you showing up here. This is the 6th edition of the talk show since we started in March, and it has been definitely a really beautiful time. Josephine from Cape Town and Olubukola from Frankfurt, welcome, welcome, welcome. We can now start to sort of go forward to talk about what has been the most striking part of your experience since you started to join the talk shows. We've had Lady Jokotade, we've had Queen Amomi, we've had President Just Ibe, we've had Dr. Nii Borire, and we've had Daniel, the filmmaker and director, who joined us last, penultimate before this session. And today we're going to have you, because I will run the show with you. You're important to me, and we're going to do this together. So talk to me, what has really stood out for you? What lessons are you already putting to use? And let me know if you're considering getting into Visionary Compass. Let me know what you think you need from me to get into Visionary Compass. How can I support you to make that decision into Visionary Compass? Okay, I've got some of our brothers and sisters. We've got Luther Abegunde Ewoma, welcome from Lagos. Ugochi, thank you for joining us from Lagos. Uzoma from New York, US, you are welcome. Juliana says, I was on the Zoom call when you spoke about women in leadership. Powerful session. Thank you. Amaka says, I must say one of the things I like about you is that you take your time to say people's name and pray for them. Thank you, Amaka. Thank you. Babatunde Atoyibi, my brother. So glad to have you here. Thank you so much. God bless you. Adekemi said, every talk show was a hit back to back. I know what you're talking about on that one. Every single session, when I'll be done, I'll be like, what? Like what? The level of counsel, the level of clarity has been stunning, and it has been extraordinary. I agree completely. Welcome, Bumi from Ibadan. IFS says they have been great. Each of these talk shows have been great for her. Bukola says all the speakers have been awesome. King Chi from Newcastle, thank you for joining us from Newcastle in the UK. Becky is delighted to be here. Adiola, thank you for joining us from Lagos. So we are sort of talking about the most distinct highlights and learning moments for you as you've gone through the talk show. What stands out for you? And then don't forget, I'm asking as well, talk to me about if you're in the Visionary Compass yet, and if you're going to be joining us, and what can I do to help you make that very important decision to work with me in the next 40 weeks so you can birth and build out your next level assignment for the decade. So Beauty, Eki from Edmonton in Alberta, you are welcome. And from Lagos, Adiola from Houston, Texas, you're welcome. Elias says, for me, it's the beauty of knowing that we can, and our dreams are not weird, because these visionaries are proof that we can do it too. I love it. Dr. Nee blew my mind, says Marilyn there. His testimony of transformation was just amazing. I love it. I love it. Juliana says, my most powerful experience came from Lady Jokotade and Nii Borire. I started to see possibilities in the midst of what I considered constraints before I listened to them. So good. Kingin Chi is Kingin when she says, God bless you, DDK, for these talks. The talk shows our present day Bibles, epistles God is writing and telling a generation. So good. Welcome to you, Splendor from Lekki. Bodam, you are going to be joining me, of course. Bodam, congratulations on your admission into Visionary Compass. Every single person here who has scaled the admission process, if you've gotten your letter, let us know. We want to celebrate with you because it's been a really rigorous process and not everybody got in. So for everyone who has gotten into Visionary Compass, those on the group coaching and the one-on-one, I'm like extra proud of you, extra proud of you. So we congratulate you, Bodam, for getting in and your admission into the Visionary Compass. Amaka says they have all been great, from no excuses, focus on the positive, look in the mirror, declare God's word. Welcome, Helen from Port Harcourt. So good. Safety Chick, of course, you are in the Visionary Compass. Congratulations on getting in and super proud of you. Wura says all the sessions were game changing. All speakers brought on the unique stories of conviction and possibilities. I love it so much. The stories of conviction and possibilities. I tell you what, listening to every speaker, one of the biggest things that always hit me was humanity is greatly connected. Humanity is like super connected. Like we all share a commonality in that sense of our journey, of our story. And when you feel like you're alone and people don't understand, or you feel like you've tried many times and it's not working, and then you hear these stories that we've been hearing in the Compass, you sort of feel like, okay, I'm not alone and I'm not crazy, right? And I feel like that is such a comforting and validating thing that we've experienced with the talk shows. Bodam, congratulations. Yes, it's a big celebration, and I join with you to really congratulate you on getting into the program. Olade Jebinke says it was not just informative but transformational. Solitude was the emphatic word for the season. Fantastic. I agree completely. There was a lot of emphasis on solitude. Kola says, my extraordinary experience is from Lady Jokotade and Dr. Nee. I got some key prayer points from Lady Jokotade, abundance of God in my life. Dr. Nee, forgiving even when it seems impossible. And that's just so powerful. Thank you so much, Bukola. Oluwaseun says, every session was great. I watched the replay over and over again. Lady Jokotade and Mrs. Ibe's session stood out for me. He awakened me a fresh fire for possibilities. This is truly beautiful. And first says, we truly cannot be safe and significant at the same time. This theme kept coming up with all the speakers. We got to hear this through the individual stories, and it was so powerful. I loved it. I'm excited you loved it. Esther says the speakers were awesome. They are templates that I can achieve the impossible with and in God. So many lessons learned. Thank you, DDK. Thank you so much, Esther, too. Uluwakemi says, Dr. Lee's session was a hit back-to-back, focus on the reward state. The stress bursts adrenaline, which would not make you see the finish line. Wow. Elizabeth says the talk shows were like life lessons the Holy Spirit used to show me what is possible from what he has already done in people. Ido says, Dr. Nee made me understand no excuses, and Lady J made me understand staying with God. Adekemi says, the peculiarity of the story of every speaker tells me that God is very much interested in the tiniest detail of our lives. He's all about making me rise to my significant self. Wow, that's so powerful, and I can agree more. Nene says, still burning on my heart, no excuses. I don't have any excuses. I must just be myself and not try to be like any other. Now my prayers are direct declarations for the future that I see and I desire. Queen O says, Amaka made me realize that I wasn't crazy, seeking and going into solitude. It was a confirmation for me. Thank you, PDK, for the gift of all the speakers. This is just so good. And of course, we've got President Just Ibe here with us. And so thank you to everyone for the feedback you've shared about her session and the impact she created for you. Thank you, President Just Ibe, for joining us this evening. This is definitely such an august presence, and I'm truly, truly grateful to have you in my corner to do life with you. And thank you again for blessing us in an extraordinary way at the Visionary Talk Show. We have Zainab saying, God bless you, DDK. All the sessions have been mind-blowing. The session with Queen Omomi literally brought light to my current situation. Dr. Nee's talk brought me hope and helped me to see possibilities. This is so good. and I'm glad for you. Josephine says the sessions are very inspiring and elevating. My hope is to press to fulfilling the purpose of God for my life, and with God, one day I will also share my story with the world. And this is like really precious. Okay, guys, we want to really remember that we've got the visionary compass, right? The visionary compass is here with us, and it's 40 weeks. I'm going to be working with the best visionaries that come to me on this extraordinary journey for 40 weeks. 40 weeks. We've got 3 trimesters, and every trimester is 3 months. And then the students get a break, about 2 weeks off the program just to rest because it's quite intense. And then we get back in for a next trimester. And in between each of the trimesters, I will join the students in live residential retreats that it's just VIP grade stuff. But more importantly, whether you're on the self-paced or the group coaching or one-on-one, I have built out the very exact blueprint and system that helped me clarify, launch, and really grow out my vision across multiple expressions, right? I feel like the power in Visionary Compass is not an imaginary thing. It's not just a nice to have, something we just created, fancy, another way just to create a course or content or stuff. No, this has been a long journey of converting what stands out to be the most powerful essence of my visionary journey and that of so many other visionaries that I've worked with over the course of the last 5 years, and putting that into a working methodology that combines what I call visionary success with execution mastery. And I believe that these are the two interacting forces that sort of really shape you into a powerful visionary. So there is visionary success, and it's all around what am I seeing and how do I really see clearly? How do I create a system in my life that allows me envision a future? How do I not get stuck in my today that I miss out co-creating with God something bigger than my today? How can I leverage my gifts? How can I uncover my visionary prototype and not try to be somebody else, right? And we cover all those in 8 modules that each have 4 subtracks dripped every single week. So over 8 months, you get to really learn what is called the 4 pillars of the visionary life. And we cover things around the vision itself, the vision source, we cover the visionary, and then the vision scape, which is the arena, context, industry you're sent to. And then a second big part of the compass is the execution blueprint. This one, I feel like when you put your hands on it, it pays for all the investment you make. I'm telling you, in that moment that you get your hands on my high value execution blueprint, boom, it is just too good, like really good. And what we've done with the execution blueprint is to show you what you're supposed to be doing based on the level that you are with your vision. And there are 4 levels. Some people come in at the clarify stage, some people come in at the launch stage, some people come in at the build stage, and some people come in at the scale stage. So if you're starting out with your vision and it's not even clear, you could be in clarify. If you're clear on your vision, but you've not launched it and started to impact the world with it, we'll help you build the prototype so you go to market with it. And that's the launch stage. After you launch, some of you have launched for a long time, and it's time to grow out the vision and really build it into an institution. And that's where you'll be. We show you what you need to do. And some of you at the scale stage, you already have built an institution and a business that, or a faith-based ministry for that matter, that can run without you. But it's now time to open up into new markets, open up into new countries, and definitely scale that work into legacy leadership. And we also show you what you can do with that. It's going to be such an extraordinary experience. And I'm so excited for all the students who have gotten into the program, right? Super excited for all the students who've gotten into the program. And I can't wait to welcome you. I really can't wait to welcome you. You know, you're going to be matched to mentors who walk the journey with you. You get access to specific resident mentors who work with you in your particular lab based on the stage that you are in. You have to set your goals, review them, right? Gain traction. You'd have support and access to funding and investing opportunities, and you be part of master classes with experts who come in and show you the drill. And then we send you into the field. You have this internship practicum, and we will work with you for those of you who may need support connecting the types of organizations you'd love to step into. It's like literally setting yourself up to succeed in the course of this decade. And it's a program for which you have lifetime access. And that one excites me on a different level. So as you listen to me talk about Visionary Compass, let me know if it's a yes or yes for you, right? Is it a yes or yes for you? First of all, I want to know that. Is it a yes or yes for you? As you listened to the Visionary Compass, the first thing for me is, do you find yourself saying, I've got to be there. I've got something, I've got an assignment, a mandate or work that I want to elevate into authority, impact, and abundance. I don't want to play small with my vision. If you've got a work that is burning on your heart for society, if you've got a mandate for the prosperity of the African continent, right, or you are even in other parts of the world, in other continents, and you want to stand out, whether with business, your career, your work in government, or civil service, or faith-based organization, let me know if it's a yes for you. Is it a yes or a yes for you? Does it sound like something you want to be in? Do you feel like what you carry on your inside is capable of changing the world, right? Let me know that. I love it. It's a yes or yes for me. My next question is, does it seem like something that you have room for in your life right now? Do you see yourself being able to stick with a program and, walk through the course contents, the assignments, the goal setting processes, and create your use the execution blueprint to create the work that needs to be done? So we asked about desire, and if it looks like you. The second question is, do you see yourself having room for such an intensive accelerator program for high growth visionaries? Do you consider yourself like a high growth visionary? And what that means is, DDK, if you put me in this accelerator in 40 weeks, what I will do will astonish you. I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to show up and do my best, right? Let me know if that's you. If you're looking for that kind of opportunity and you feel like I can devote my time to it. So to answer that, it will now be yes and now. Give it to me and say yes and now. If you see yourself having the desire and being able to commit, let me hear you say yes and now. Let me see you put it in the comment section for me. It's a yes for me. Yes, 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 yes all the way. Yes, yes, yes. I see a lot of yeses and I'm super encouraged, super excited. Yes and now. I love it. Okwemi says yes and now. Olubumi says yes and now. Finance with Boki, Rolly, Helling, yes and now. Yes and now. Wow, so good. Okay, I love it. Eki says, I'm not sure I'm qualified for the Visionary Compass, and that's valid. If you are still in a place where you are really focused on personal transformation, where you feel like, DDK, I need to be clear on my purpose, I need to heal, I need to even learn how to set goals, I'm not super clear on what I want to do, right? Or I am clear, but I want to establish it first. It might not be time, and that's why I would really, really recommend Immerse Inner Circle as well. Immerse Inner Circle is my coaching membership, and I'm going to come to talking about what makes Visionary Compass different from Immerse Inner Circle, right? But if you've got the desire and you've got the capacity to commit, I want you to give me yes and now, right? Number 3, if you see the future so vividly, a future that is better than what we have now in your own arena, right? You see a solution that is burning in your heart that is capable of making that space become transformed, right? It could be in education, healthcare, climate change, entertainment, media, science, technology, engineering, and math, fashion, right? It could be even in ministry, faith-based ministry, whatever it is, right? It could be in branding, marketing, communications, whatever. But you see this arena and you are clear on something that you carry. You may not even know how to fully achieve it, but you see a solution that can elevate the quality of life for others, that can elevate platforms for you, can open you up to the opportunity to create change and get rewarded for it. and move you into wealth as well, even though you may not be clear about all the details. I want you to go and say yes now, and then add that sphere of influence, add that industry. So it could be yes now, financial services, yes now, healthcare, yes now, branding, yes now, education, yes now, family, yes now, entertainment. I want you to give it to me. If you satisfy the requirements of the first and the second, the first is desire, the second is commitment, the third is a solution, right? Give it to me in the comment section. Tell me yes now, and that space where you want to go if you want to make a difference. Where you want to go and you want to make a difference. Let me know. I'm waiting to read from you. I love it. Olusegun says, yes, now, IT and media, industry and media. Helen says, yes, now, family. I love it. Ali says, yes, now, humanitarian work. Okay. So I'm going to answer that. Anuluako says, what's the difference in a circle and the visionary compass? And we're going to answer that. So very good. Olusegun says, yes, now. IT, industry, media. Helen says, yes, now, family. Ali says, yes, now, humanitarian work. Omomiaya says, yes, now, STEM and education. Temitaya says, yes, now, entertainment industry. Essie says, yes, now, healthcare. Adebola Kwemi says, yes, now, education. Anoluapo says, yes, now, environment. Okay, so you keep it coming for me. I am super pumped to see it. And we're going to make this work together. Keep it coming for me. And I'm going to be reading what you say to me. Okay, let me read it. I've got Bamike saying, yes, now, entertainment, youth development. Dame says, yes, now, entertainment, leadership capacity. Frank says, yes, now, education and entertainment. Kemi Oluboba says, yes, now, governance. I love it. Binta says, yes, now, ministry. Miriam says, yes, now, healthcare. Broly, yes, now, social enterprise. Buki says, yes, now, economic development and finance. I love it. Modupa says, yes, now, business. Oluwaseun, yes, now, teenage ministry and business development. Ura says, yes, now, health care. Elias says, yes, now, social reformation. This is so good. Anoluwa Polajide says, yes, now, fashion and ministry. Bumi says, yes, now, family education. And says, yes, now, healthcare and social innovation. Frank says, yes, now, ministry. Noah says, yes, now, healthcare and fashion. This is so good. You guys are blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind. I love it. I love it. It means that we are siblings. We have seen a clear possibility for something that can change how the future is going to emerge, because the future has to be created. And that's what a visionary does. A visionary catches a possibility sitting in the womb of tomorrow and co-creates with God that future possibility, right? And that process of co-creating is not easy and straightforward. And this is what aborts many dreams, right? People catch a vision. People want to make a difference. They want to utilize their gifts, solve a problem, and grow value, create and grow value. But the journey between taking your vision to school before you take it to market is not straightforward or easy. And we haven't really had a comprehensive mentorship system that really guides us on a specific path that we can take to really birthing what we carry. And you don't have to run helter-skelter anymore, right? You can access the knowledge that you need, utilize it, and boom, over the course of the next, the years ahead, the decades ahead, you'll still find that the foundations have been laid for the future that you want to create. I love it. Omolego says, yes now, family and healthcare. IFS says, yes now, media and education. Obasoyi says, yes now, fashion and ministry. Oluwatosin, yes now, mental health and education. Mercy Adalbi Michael says, yes now, entertainment, education, and family empowerment. So beautiful. Abisola says, yes now, family, business, and education. Obasogi says, Eunice says, yes now, family, fashion, and ministry. Omonoju Kanaya says, yes now, healthcare and fashion. Just imagine the kind of world that we are creating together. If everybody showed up to this great work and started to really steward what you have on your inside, moving from the point of even recognizing what vision looks like, right? And gaining that clarity onto the desire to become, so that you can be one with the message that you want to pass on in the world. And then creating that process of birthing, of creating, of releasing to the earth what is locked up on your inside. I've been in a time and a place in my life when I had a great dream, a great vision, a great assignment. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what my purpose was about. I knew the audience I was sent to, and I had a clear picture. It was like a massive business plan in my mind, but I felt really stuck. And I don't want to say why I felt stuck, because I don't want anybody who's in that state to sort of feel that's what makes you stuck, not necessarily. But I did feel stuck because of what I was doing in that season of my life, and I felt like it gave me no other room to find myself and explore what was possible, right? But I started to read, and then I got a mentor who walked that path with me and started to put the pressure, the creative pressure on what I carried, that you've got to get this thing coming out. And from the moment I started to really produce value connected to my sense of purpose, I didn't look back, because what I discovered is that vision is vision. Vision is vision. The moment you're able to create what can serve 100, all you need to learn is the power of scale to broaden the scope of that same vision to serve 1,000,000. So don't worry about, I don't feel like I have a big vision, right? My heart is just passionate about teenagers. And I feel like if we can create tech solutions and apps that teach them this and that, right, their lives are going to change. You don't worry about this desire to reach millions first. You just focus on a solution that truly makes things better for those you're sent to. Something that makes the world better, something that solves a problem. The moment you keep the focus on that vision and you begin to make the investment to start small, as you go along, you're going to find that in the seed is the harvest, and there is no telling. I mean, think about the apple, for example, and the seed in it. Can you ever, you may be able to count the seeds in an apple, but you could never count the apples in a seed. You could never count the apples in a seed. And so what I want you to not lose, because you can look at other people and feel like everybody has this grand thing they want to do for the world. And what I want, I'm not sure is that big and that clear yet. And that's fine. You will never be able to count the number of apples in a seed. What matters is for you not to let go of that authentic desire to create change. And as we go along on the Visionary Compass journey, I'm happy to help you crystallize your vision and make it bigger and make it clearer, right? And make it just solidified and consolidated, so that from that place of a strong, clear vision, you can really move to execution. And for those of you who have been executing all your life, like bam, bam, you're the queen or the king of execution, that's great, right? We are going to, because of what we've created with the compass, we're going to be able to step out with objective detachment from what you built and tell you why it won't grow beyond where it is, except you take yourself out of the picture in that sense, because it happens to all of us. We all become the clog in the wheel of our own vision because we're too familiar with it, and we become stubborn about how we think things should be done. And we're going to go on that journey together. It's going to be exciting. I want to ask you, what you think could be stopping you. If you have the desire, you clearly are like, DDK, this is for me. I want it now. DDK, I've got the 40 weeks. I've got the 40 weeks to incubate and birth. I've got the 40 weeks to change levels, right? And then I've got this solution that is already brewing in my heart. I may not have the team, I may not have all the capital I need, right? But I've got this idea. I've got this. And you know, what's a vision? A vision is a spiritual reality, a possibility that is not yet born in time. That's what my mentor calls it, Dr. Cindy Trim. A spiritual reality, a spiritual possibility that is not yet born in time, but already exists. So it's fine if you feel like I'm not super clear how these things will be, but you cut that reality. Is sitting in the womb of your spirit, sitting in your heart, is getting you restless, right? And it's growing bigger in your mind. It's waking you up now. So my question would now be, what's stopping you? You've got the solution. You can commit. And you say, DDK, this is a good deal for both of us. I want to build with you. I want to go on that journey with you. So talk to me about it, right? Because I've got so many yes now business, yes now education, yes now media, science and technology, yes now leadership and social enterprise, right? Yes now, yes nows. 40 weeks to change levels, to change several levels, absolutely. So the question now that I have for you is, why not? Last year, I connected with Dr. Cindy Trim, put my money on getting into that coaching relationship, and I literally spiraled into exponential dimensions of growth. You see, because the moment you discover a midwife, you hear the sound and it causes your baby to leap, you do everything to get into that. This is how we were born to live. We were not meant to be dissipated across multiple things and spread so thin. No, the principle of congruence and harmony in life is to find what is yours and to press into it. That's what my greatest mentor said about one of my elder sisters. He said, this babe has found the most important thing and nobody's going to take it from her, right? The other sister was going everywhere, spread out too thin, attending every seminar and every conference and getting into every event and every activity and all of those great things because they're great. And she was just so upset at the other sister who was still and plugged into what she considered to be capable of, boom, opening her up to several level changes, just like Bralade has described it. So my question to you is, what's stopping you? Let's talk about that a bit. What's stopping you? Because it takes 1 year. I'm telling you, it takes 40 weeks, right? It takes 40 weeks. 40 weeks is big enough for you to birth new life, a higher degree of possibilities in your life. Olusegun says, is it really fine if I don't have the total clarity and it's burning in my heart? Well, that's why I connected to Immerse Inner Circle. If you don't have the total clarity, Visionary Compass can offer you clarity, right? But ideally, what Visionary Compass really helps you do is you already have this vision and you possibly have started to explore how you can get results on it at a level clear about how to really get your results. Do you see? As against, I'm still at the sleeping stage in life. I'm not clear about the vision. The clarity stage of Visionary Compass is more clarity concerning how to really take the vision and work with it. So you've got to come into Visionary Compass with a clear vision, right? Of course, when you get in, there are different levels of helping you drill down to see what you've never seen. That's the dimension of clarity that is in Visionary Compass. But you've got to come with a measure of a meaningful picture that is already in your mind. And that's why I asked, What space do you see yourself able to create a solution for? But if you're still in this place where you're like, I'm not even sure what vision looks like, I'm not even sure what I want to do myself. At best, I know that I'm upset when I see public school students who are not passing exams. That is a beginning phase. And I would say for that, you still want to be an immerse inner circle. And when you get to create, contribute, you start to have answers for that. Okay? And if you're a man, when we open the men's arcade very soon, I believe that some of the conversations in the coaching program would also support a greater level of clarity for your purpose. But the clarity at the clarify stage, or the clarity stage in visionary compass, is more how to undress your vision, right? And go to the heart of it and take away all the funny labels that we attach to vision because we're just trying to copy something else we've seen, and hand you back what is yours, authentic, that's got your DNA on it. Okay? So that would be my answer. I need a force to propel me to start. I feel since I'm not clear, I don't even know if I will do it right. This is so valid, Daniel. At the stage when you're not clear about the vision, the assignment, the solution itself, you've got to pursue knowledge. You've got to set yourself in a community that can speak your language, and you've got to seek guidance and mentorship. So you're reading, you're part of an exponential community, and sometimes you volunteer and serve so you can observe another visionary do their work, right? And then you seek external observation that can give you objective feedback about your work. So sponsors at your workplace, coaches that you pay, mentors, spiritual leaders, and you ask for specific feedback. You put that back in and you continue to improve. So when you're still at the stage you've described, one, you shouldn't get into visionary compass, and two, you shouldn't start. At best, you should plug your skills and your gifts within a system that already works. And that's the meaning of the parable of talents. The guy who went to bury his own when the master came, he was like, you should have given it to the traders. You should have given it to the bankers. And that doesn't mean like financial institution in our sense, particularly. It speaks more to plug your seed into a soil that has been tilled, that has already been, the fallow ground is broken. And to say it in another sense, plug your desire, your burden, your gift, your talent, while you're not super clear yet on the vision in full, plug it into a system or an institution that is already working along the lines of your desire. So you have a burden for education. You don't know what to do yet. You take that burden and you go and volunteer with an educational institution because you know it's education, but you're not super clear, right? And that's how you place the talent with the bankers. So at least it's yielding interest. So if you want the seed of vision in your heart to yield interest while you're not yet clear, plug yourself into an institution that already works. So how have we contributed greatly at Immerse Coaching Company to the coaching industry in Africa? We have stayed as leaders and we have stayed as pioneers, and we're not playing, a small game. And what we've done consciously since 2014 is to create a funnel system that grooms coaches. Some of the coaches who started out with Immerse as support coaches and some are still with us go on to create coaching businesses because the core of vision for coaching and human development, but they needed to put that talent with the bankers, i.e. in this case, Immerse Coaching, that had a system where they could groom that talent and clarify that vision and determine how they wanted to operate. Let me know if you get this because I find that it's so powerful, it's so good, it's the game changer. Okay, I love it. Congruent and harmony, says Tosi. Lewis says, plug your gifts into a system or an institution that's already working along the area of your desire. And that's so good, says Sharon. Helen says, I have total clarity of what Visionary Compass is about, but honestly, I got discouraged at the amount stipulated. I guess that's why I haven't registered for any. Okay, that is so good, and we are going to talk about it. Sarah says, plug yourself into an institution that already works. Louis says, if you want the seed of vision to grow interest, while you aren't here. Claire, plug yourself. So good. I love it. I love it. I love what it's doing to Elia. She says, wow. So I am excited to hear Helen saying, look, I know what Visionary Compass is about. Yes, it's for me. Now I can devote the time. I've got the solution, but the money sort of just made me feel like, okay, can I do this now? Okay, so let's talk about that a bit. And to begin, let's be clear on what the coaching fee looks like. It's 40 weeks, and if you're on the self-paced program, it's $2,500. If you're on the group coaching program, it's $6,500. And if you're on the one-on-one, it's $10,500, right? And for each of these packages, students are getting in, visionaries are getting in, and slots are getting slimmer and slimmer. So this is what the fees look like. And I know when you look at it at first, you're thinking, oh my God, I can't even do this. But don't forget, you are here for 10 months. You're here for 40 weeks. This is not a 3-week, 6-module email-based course. Don't forget that, right? And this isn't even not just a coaching program that hands you a skill, let's say branding or sales or marketing. This is about how to be in dominance in the days ahead. This is about how to elevate into impact, legacy, authority, wealth. This is what you're going to be using. It's so good that you use it to mentor your children. And when you start to get these big results, I trust that you'll come back and you would buy me a private jet. You're going to come back and be like, DDK, what you taught me, what you modeled, what you showed, I'm still using it. You know why? It's precious. In the program, and some of you already are on the groove with me on this one, I really teach you the 4 empires of the life of life of legacy. I teach you the 4 empires that you are expected to flow out with. And so what that means is we really show you how you are a multi-influential visionary. There's the empire of mission. There's the empire of message. There's the empire of mercy. There's the empire of ministry, right? But not to talk the empire dimensions. For those of you who followed closely, we've got the flow of industry, the flow of influence, the flow of benevolence, the flow of spirituality, right? And in this multi-influential life roadmap, I show you that sitting on your inside today are 4 nations of legacy. And you already have them. Some of you don't know. And each of them have the capacity to shift your life into places of power. If you've ever looked at me or someone else and you're like, how do you do this? The moment you crack the wisdom of the multi-influential life, the question will be, how will you not do this? Do you get this? So don't forget that these same principles and model and methodology that we put right in your hands and make it easy. Do you know what it means? Do you know what we've done for you? We hand you a blueprint and say, hey, when you are at this stage, these are the things to do. We don't just hand you a blueprint for your level. It's a multi-stage blueprint for executing wherever you are. You take that, you customize it to your work. It applies for business, for career, for public sector and civil service, for nonprofit practice, for faith-based ministry. Those are the big tracks that we execute our vision through, right? So don't look at it and be overwhelmed by it. It's a money mindset thing. It's a money mindset thing, right? It's just a money mindset thing. First of all, breathing and out, and I'm on this journey with you. Don't exclude yourself, first of all, because of money. And I've been blown away by those who have written to me and said, DDK, can I get a 50% discount? I'm desperate. I need your help. I need you, right? And when I looked at the applications, we've started to offer some of that for people as much as 50%. Because you see, money is down there on the ladder. It's really down. It's not first about, that's not your first conversation. Many of you never went to the site. Many of you never applied. And those are things that confirm whether you are really the person for the job. Or else you would spend your life excluding yourself from everything. Yeah, I shared with some friends how I came into a global high tier coaching certification, the first in the world, and I've not even unveiled all the gist right. Got into it at a fraction simply because it was first about the desire, it was first about the competence, it was first about a match between goals, my goals, and the organization's goals. So when I hear money first, I already see that passion is missing. How do you go through Visionary Compass? And maybe some of you have not even really gone through it. How do you go through it and your heart is not beating like, I deserve this, I'm worth this investment, right? We've got one of the ladies who joined my one-on-one liquidate an investment to come on board because she knows she deserves it, right? So this is 10 months. I'm here with you for a year. Literally, you have access to this extraordinary high value curriculum, which in total is 8x4. You've got 32 streams of wisdom you won't read up anywhere or Google up anywhere. Ask those who've been in my unbundling program, dripped to you, and you have lifetime access. And then you keep the blueprint. It's yours, and you can apply it to other things. It becomes yours. You get into a network that powers you. I've experienced the power of networks in the last 2 years just by committing to spend my resources to connect with the people who can move me to new levels. There are people in my mastermind here who have entered into beautiful alliances. Some people are even co-founding stuff together, creating programs together, and they met during, being in my coaching mastermind. Those are the things that money cannot buy. Money can't buy that. I don't even, look, the things that have happened in just 24 months to me because of the right alliances, the right networks, the right people, you don't pay for that. How many times have people said, hey, DDK, okay, I'm going to make a call. There's someone who's going to hear you, right? I bypassed the front door many times. Didn't have to feel anything. Didn't have to apply for anything. And then they'll put me right in the room with this senior leaders, speaking to them, coaching them, mentoring them, because someone experienced me and said, my guys have to hear you. That's the power of the right network. That's the power of the right network. Do you understand this? So it's 10 months. 10 months. The second thing is, for self-paced, there's a quarterly plan. Look at that. How generous can we be? There's a 20% discount that ended last week, but I opened again because I want to keep it open till Wednesday for you. There's 20% off. So look at this again, and what you see is 2,000 and maybe 5,300 and maybe 8,000. That's what's really there until Wednesday, and I Yankee off, right? So you've got this 20% discount. You've got this quarterly payment plan. And if you're in group coaching or one-on-one, you've got the monthly payment plan. Get your calculator and truly ask yourself, if I was willing to stretch for the value that I believe was here for me, is this impossible? Look at that. You see, and my final thoughts on the money conversation is always this. If money really, if you look at the pricing, if you look at the fees of this 40-week accelerator program that puts you in an MBA grade environment, connects you with international mentors, gets you resident mentors looking at your work and giving you opportunities, validating your goals, ensuring you get results. If you can't even see yourself profiting as you work on your goals, then you shouldn't be in Visionary Compass. That's it. If you look at all what we will do with you, it means there is a lack of faith in yourself. If you look at all we will do with you and you still say, I don't know, I can't do this because I'm not sure it's going to, I'm not sure I'm going to get my money, right? The reason it was easy for me to make the commitments I made in the last 24 months, running into tens and tens of thousands of dollars in my own investment as God helped me, was because I knew that if I got this exponential invasion into my thinking and my exposure, I will use that and I will create results. I knew. I knew that if you give me 5 talents, I will return 10. I knew that, right? And that also counts. That's the kind of mind that I need in this in the accelerator program. Yeah, you've got to come also knowing that bring it on, DDK. As you give me your best, I'm going to give it my best and it will be worth it. If you're not sure this is going to be worth it, then you probably shouldn't be in. Does that mean there are people who, despite having the 20% off on 2005, right? And you've got to also do numbers in your local currency. Some of you are so intimidated by the dollar that you're already like, $1,000. No, calm down. I got you. You go make your conversion. So take this 20% off. Think about paying per quarter or per month and start asking yourself, is this a possibility? So let's say you've asked all these questions and you're still like, DDK, for where I am, I'm not sure that I am able to do it. Here's what I say from my heart to yours. If right now you're unable to put 50% for the self-paced, right? If you're unable to put 50% for the self-paced, maybe you consider joining us at the class of 2022, right? Give it some more time. If you're a woman, join the Swift Woman. I'm going to be working with my women there. They're still an important part of my life in my coaching mastermind. Join that. Grow your capacity to create and multiply value with the things we show you there. And then class 2020 to come over. This isn't a one-off, right? And we're currently in talks with an international university to offer the certificate of execution mastery to our graduates by the end of the program. And that one is, again, such a value add for you, right? I think that I feel like I do poorly with marketing the brilliant stuff. People say that to me all the time, like, DDK, why are you not raving about unbundling, for example, the unbundling program? Why are you not raving about it? You see, but I'm in this constant zone of creating because my generation is in their need of proofs and working manuals to birth what's on their inside. I'm too busy doing that to be installing billboards. And so I will try to do better with sharing what I'm working on, but that's not my priority. And so maybe we don't do that much of a great job with really showing you what we put into what we're building, right? But what I know is that what we already are seeing with all the amazing visionaries who have been admitted into Visionary Compass, what we're seeing is a lot of them have walked to me before, whether in Immerse Inner Circle, whether being directly mentored, read one of my 20 books, being a part of Ideation Hub, Firebrand, Kingdom Women Global Alliance, or in my mastermind, alumnus of Unbundling the Decade program. Somewhere they've caught the light and the life of what I truly represent and the change, the transformation that opens up in an irreversible manner. And they're the ones that jumped in on board. So I don't know if class of 2021 will be for the bystanders yet, who are going to be like, mini, money, more. Should I choose this or that? No, there's no congruence yet. So when you come into congruence by 2022 and you see people like Bralade and Ugochi and Bumi, Odua and Bodam, right, and Coach Bamike, when you start to see these people and all these amazing guys who are on board the program, Tara Coco, Nike Tokonlawal, and you start to see all these guys, maybe in 2022, you're going to be like, you are a living epistle, because that's how we sell out on our programs. People get on board, transform so radically, become leaders in their space, and then everyone's calling them like, Bralade will hit you. And then she'd be like, I was telling you in 2021, but you thought this was just another coach brandishing something like, just a trinket, a shiny trinket. So that's what I say. I say, where's the passion? Did you even make an attempt to register? Did you even check the website? Where's the passion, first of all? And secondly, do you think you're worth it? Do you think you're worth it? For many other things, people are going to generate resources. I've seen it happen again and again for many other things. But my life has always been, if I wanted it, If I needed a 50% discount that I might be willing to consider for 3 to 5 people, just because we got a scholarship given to us. And when I split it, I can offer 50% on the self-paced program to about 5 people because of the gift that we received as a donation from a well-meaning member of our expert mentorship board, right? And we split that and said, we want to do this for 5 people. And you've got to also show me that, hey, DDK, that's all I can do at this time, right? But if you want to get on the group coaching, you want to get on the one-on-one, go register. Because, hey, there are people who even brought the money, but we couldn't take them because they didn't qualify. Don't forget, for the group coaching, for the one-on-one, it is merit-based. And that's why when Bumi, Odua, when Bodam, and a few of my sisters, some other sisters of mine, got the admission letter, they were raving. They sent me a screenshot. Oh my God, DDK, oh my God. And I said, it's a big congratulations. I'm not even on the application jury. I'm not even on the jury. So it says something about you. Because I want to work with a certain caliber. You've got to have the raw material to grow and stretch out. Because I want to make you proud and I want you to make me proud. Yeah, this thing works. It's changed my life. You go check my trail, right? I'm not a storyteller. Go check my trail. I'm a proof myself and I'm still on that journey. Later in this year, we're launching a university. Be the first to hear it, right? We're launching a university. So this isn't one more course. I've been sent as a transformational catalyst. I'm on the mountain of mindsets. It's warfare. And this is what I've been graced for. I've done it since 2003 when I held my first conference on Obafemi Awolowo University, right? So I didn't start this with Instagram. We're launching a university and it has the 3 big streams of my learning intervention for the world. It's got spiritual transformation. It's got personal transformation in there, right? It's got visionary transformation 4, and it's got our social transformation work. So even for innovators, we have courses for them. Coaching, we've got courses. Visionaries, we've got courses. People who want to grow their relationship, we've got courses. And look, even if you can't get into Visionary Compass this year, there are a number of things I'm saying now that I don't want you to forget. Don't exclude yourself because of money. It's a defeatist, broken, and unsafe place to be. Don't do it, right? Don't do it. Don't do it. Because the moment you do that, you make your relationship with money an unhealthy one. You therefore determine that you will never have access to some things and some places and some experiences because you can't pay for it. Never do that. Never do that. Never ever do that. It's not fair on you, and you don't want to pass down a broken money conditioning to your children. That's one of the most hurtful and unhealthy legacies that was handed to so many people that I now coach, and it takes years of working out of it. And let me tell you how you walk out of it. You don't confess out of it primarily. You put your money down on what you value, and in doing that, you start to say to money that you are a tool. You're going to serve me. Who can you, if you're on this call tonight and you were in my mastermind in 2020, January, when I sent you the message that I was going to pay $5,000 for a program that my coach was hosting at the time and that my heart was in my mouth, put it up here. Let me know. If you were in my mastermind that year, January, and I was away in Kigali, and I was talking to you guys, let me know if you were there. I want you to put in the chats for me. Fantastic. Fumi was there. Yeah, that was a big leap at the time for me. 5,000. My heart was in my mouth. Exactly. Bumi was there. So look, I'm not here trying to sell you, stories that touch. No. All my people are here, right here. Look at them. I was there. I remember. That's it. I was there. And I said, wish me luck. I'm going to see if I can make it, if I can do it. Look at that. I was there. I was scared, but I did it anyway. And let me tell you what, I'm not trying so hard to sell the compass to you. The Compass is an easy sell. It was born a winner. The thing is good. It's blowing my mind. Is good stuff. Give it to it. It's good. And the reason it's so good, yeah, Bodam says I was there. Olumide says I was inspired by your courage. I put the $5,000 down. I put it down. I remember as I was sending it, I was just like, right? But I did it. Let's see if I'm able to get back on. Okay. Please let me know if you can see me. Okay. Okay. It looks like I'm back. Please let me know if you can now see me. I think I had a bit of a network challenge. Screen is blank. Okay, you're back. Fantastic, right? So I did it. And you know, the beautiful thing about when you make a courageous decision, you sort of stretch out and you never return to that initial form. That's the beautiful thing about making a courageous decision. The moment you make that decision, you stretch out. You never ever return, right? You never return. And from that moment, I was able to do more. And I remember having conversations with a number of my friends when I wanted to host Live Awake Conference October last year, right? For the most part, what we were asking people to put on the table to be part of a conference was basically renew your subscription into the coaching membership. It wasn't like the fee that could pay for the guests that I brought, but I brought those guests because it was my own commitment as a transformational catalyst. I wasn't just thinking about a conference and you run away, do this small course and make a little buzz and go. I built for the long term. And I want to spend this decade of the visionary raising visionaries who build for the long term. So the Epic Shift conference, I put money on it. And I wasn't exactly looking to earn back all that I put on it in that moment. But it was my investment, my commitment for the long term to build visionaries who would change the continent. So when you stretch out, you never return to that level. Monoju, thank you for speaking to. That's the first. That's the second. The first was don't let money ever make you exclude yourself, right? Number two, stretch. When there's no stretch, then there's no growth. So you've got to stretch. It's your personal commitment. There is no growth without stretch. There is no elevation and life upgrades and shift from phase of life to another without a stretch. So you stretch. Let me tell you what stressed a number of you out who've been in my life, who've loved me and followed me. You were too shocked by the radical shift in the premium value that was placed on this program. Confess, yes or no? Confess. Confession time. You're my sisters and my brothers, right? And we can be honest with ourselves. Some of you experienced a mental block the moment you saw the premium value that was placed on the program, because we've gone on this journey together for some of you since 2014. I still have my 21st students, 21st women who joined my first coaching October 2014. I was in Geneva. I was pregnant. I remember super clearly. And I still have some of you who joined at that time in my world today, right? And from 2014 till now, it's been almost 7 years. You've attended a lot of free stuff with me, a lot of things that are extremely decently priced, right? That I get questioned by my coaches all the time, what's your business model? And I say my business model is transformational wealth. It's not transactional wealth. I'm not doing, the total amount of money that I earn times total number of students in the program, or cost fee times total number of students in the program. That's not my model. My model is sovereign wealth. It's transformational wealth. And if you're not in unbundling, you won't even know what I'm talking about, right? So there was a mental block, and there was that resistance as well. That DDK, stop it, right? But it's time to stretch with me. If you've known me, you know that I've given greater value than I've ever placed a demand on you. And so think about the kind of value you are going to receive. And let me just knock something off the table, because some people are on that table. So we want to crush it and break it into pieces forever. If it happened to any of you looking at the fees and saying to yourself, DDK, you're a spiritual person now, this shouldn't be about the money. Or is DDK also getting into that, money stuff? Listen, transformation is capital intensive. The mission to impact humanity is capital intensive, right? If you want me to build with you so that you also don't have to be under pressure for money, so that you can focus on the integrity of your purpose and build a nation or nations who buy into what you've been handed and go with you. If you want to do that, then you're going to put money on the table. You put value on the table. And if you think that spiritual people shouldn't place value, commercial value, on the conversion of spiritual endowments into usable commodities on the earth, then you don't even know how God operates. Absolutely, right? And yeah, I would need you to pay me to teach you that. Get into unbundling, pay for it and get into it. Then you get everything. But look, a life dedicated to creating transformation and multiplying value for humanity is a capital intensive mission. It's a capital intensive mission. You heard me say we're building a university. And guess what? There's a portion of our work that offers absolutely full, and then to as much as 80-90% scholarship to students in university. And you don't want me to charge you, this grown man and woman, right, to put money on the table so we can get into the universities and rescue the next generation, so that they don't start on the wrong footing that made many of us struggle for years in career, business, marriage, life. You don't want to put money on it. You want to keep paying the paltry sums, right? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? I love it. You know what? For me, it's just like DDK, say no more. I want to get into the self-paced, and I'm going to share with you the discount code right away. Use 20 off. Go to myvisionarycompass.com and use 20 off. When you use 20 off, you will be able to access your 20% discount, and I got you. And if you want to be one of the 5 people that I'm going to offer the 50% scholarship because of the generous gift that we've received from one of the people on our mentorship board, then I want you to please send me an email, okay? You can send us an email. I'm going to put that up for you. Send a scholarship request email. Send it to me directly so that I can offer you. For this one, it's simply first come, first serve, because, well, I really can't wait forever. So if you want a scholarship, a 50% scholarship, I'm offering that to just 5 people. We just got this fund and I want to disburse it. Just send an email to ddk@immerseinacircle.com and it could be you. Here's a powerful question. She says, what is your transformation worth? Bim, I know you're a coach and a powerful leader yourself. I want you to sort of clarify that a bit more for me. And I could even call on anyone to please share their thoughts on this particular question, but please clarify it a bit more and we will be happy to explore the answers that might be sitting in this brilliant question that you've asked, right? And I'm going to start to tie this to a close and then begin to take your questions. And then we close out today. We've talked about don't exclude yourself because of your money mindset. We say a lot about that. We've also said when you stretch that elastic limit, you never return to the former state. Remember the elastic band, right? We've also spoken about transformation being capital intensive. We've spoken about how if you have a mission to create change, then you have to truly start to understand how to multiply value so you can redistribute it, okay, across the lines of those who need that transformation and who may not be able to fully pay you as a now. And I'm going to have to boldly say, if you can't pay as a now, that's fine. Stay in Immerse Inner Circle. If you're female, that's fine. You're going to still be able to pay. If you're unable to pay as a now, that's fine, right? Stay in the inner circle. You be in the class of 2022. But if you know that I can pay or I can get a way to pay because I deserve this and I'm worth this investment, if you don't, it's a loud message you're sending to yourself. I love something Tony has said because a lot of people have said that to me. She said, funny enough, I saw the fees and felt it's been a long time coming for premium with you. And I'm hoping to stretch out to be able to pay for it eventually. Definitely not too much. Definitely not. Thank you, Tony. That is such a kind and validating thought that you've shared with us tonight. Okay, Marilinda, is it possible to apply for someone to the Visionary Compass? The kind of questions you'll be asked, I'm not certain that you're going to be able to be in the mind of that person, except you're like super clear on their vision. You can try that and see how it looks. Okay, Elias says, the funny thing, I know for a fact that DDK always serves premium value. And when I saw this price, I was like, DDK is about to do massive stuff. With DDK, everything is actually always underpriced. Now, this one is big. This is like my tweetable moment. Everything is actually always underpriced, right? Let me tell you what, as I spoke to 2 international mentors on the program, and let me tell you the deal. When I bring an international mentor, you gain access to their community. That's the sweet part. And with one of them, he was saying, I'm going to bring them into my closed LinkedIn group, and let's see what can happen with that. It's also beautiful what we're preparing for you. Anyway, he said, are you going to be able to do all this with what you're charging? I said, watch me. Just watch me. And Elia gets it exactly. It's still super underpriced for what is going to happen to you. Really, really good. Okay, Beam is asking the question, Clara. She says, I'm essentially asking each of us to ask ourselves, wow, what price we are willing to pay for the transformation we truly desire. Wow, I personally think no amount is too great. This is good. Man, Coach Beams, the jailbreaker. I love it. Okay, King Inchi says, how does a coaching retreats work for people abroad? This is such a great question. This is such a great question. And this is the way that I answer. Of course, we give you live streaming access to the coaching retreats. And I've had a few people ask me, okay, DDK, if we're not going to be physically present, why do we have to pay for that? And I say, look, what we take off in terms of the cost for your feeding and maybe the location for the event is just a minor, tiny sum. What you really still pay for, as far as the coaching retreats are concerned, is the value of the direct access to coaching, to mentorship, and to go reviews on your execution blueprint. So for the most part, the coaching retreats physical or on-site or online, are still worth about the same value because it's really the access that you get. And let me tell you the beautiful thing. I'm actually going to close out on taking people into class of 2021. I'm not looking to serve a really big class. I want to steep each of my visionary into so much goodness that they will come out on the other side. It will be literally smelling on this skin. And so at my first run of Visionary Compass, I'm not even crazy about such a large number, right? So even if you are online, you get on the big screen, you stand and make your presentation at the retreats of what you worked on, and you get feedback on the sport. You take that and you run with it. Okay, that will be my answer to you, King Gin Chi. I love it. Olufumilare says, I'm interested in the self-paced. How do I get the discount code? Okay, I believe we've treated this question. The discount code is 20 off. And this discount code is not just for the self-paced. You can use it for group coaching, one-on-one, but you can't pay for group coaching or one-on-one until you apply and you get selected, okay? So good. I'm sort of trying to take any question again that you have for me, okay? Tony says, but what practical steps do we take when the fees are almost double your monthly income? When the fees are almost double your monthly income, honestly, I don't want you to be ever overwhelmed. I don't want you to be ever under pressure. And so what I would say is, if even the self-paced, when you think about it on a monthly basis, is higher than what you're able to stretch into, because there's a difference between stretching to grow and stressing to break, right? You can stretch to build or stress to break. Do you see? You don't want to break. Even if you have to bend, you could, but you don't want to break. So honestly, there's no desperation, there's no hurry. What I would say is keep yourself in the community that still helps you grow, right? Keep yourself in the community that helps you grow. Let me put up the email address for Sheyi or Shewa Oyedeji. Thank you for asking, right? So if you look at it and you're like, even if I was stretching, this is still higher than what I'm able to do monthly without feeling under permanent pressure, then you should just keep yourself in the community, keep yourself in the family, right? Sadly, I am unable to take any activation sessions, which are like my one-on-one coaching, which is what some people use to augment the coaching membership. They'll take an activation session once every quarter or twice every month, but I'm unable to do that anymore this year. I'm having the last this coming Wednesday, and that's about it, I think. But stay in the Swift Woman plan. At the minimum, Tony, I actually want to see you in there. Be in the mastermind. Let's grow together, and we move from there, okay? Anuluapo says, is it possible to switch from self-paced to group coaching? Actually, that's what a number of people are starting to do. So you can apply if your application pulls through, and then you make the upgrade, which is definitely a beautiful thing. Okay. Okay, I've had a really good time with you. Such a beautiful time this evening. What I want, before we take some of your questions and start to tie this to a close, is to hear from a few of our extraordinary women who have been on this path, in this coaching relationship for some time, in this mentorship relationship. I want you to sort of describe for us what transformation has looked like for you. What transformation has looked like. Do you want to type that and share with me? What has transformation looked like for you, being in the Immerse Inner Circle community, being in the Swift Woman, being in Unbundling, right? What has that journey looked like for you? What has really shaped your transformation? If you think about it, give it to me in terms of, DDK, this is something that we get working with you that is my game changer, because we learn differently, we grow differently, and this is an important learning moment for me as well. I know I ask a lot, and I get your feedback all the time, which is so exciting and humbling. I'm truly thankful. But tonight again, can you just share with me what has been the trigger, your own big trigger, and has birthed your transformation on the journey of our relationship over the course of the years and the months? Thank you so much, Simisolua. Thank you, Omonoju. I love you. I love you very much. I am excited about your kind feedback. And I believe that we're family here. There's something for everybody. And I want to really encourage you. Money is something that really becomes a bit sensitive for people. So let's say in the course of this conversation, you sort of feel like, gosh, why don't I have what I need for this thing that I greatly desire? I want you to not allow it stop you, not allow it make you feel bad, not allow it depress you. You've got to have the right energy around money, because money is a tool and it's going to serve you. I want you to think about your life in seasons, right? In seasons. You are not going to always be here, but ensure that you're stretching at your level and you're accessing what you need to move into a whole different level, okay? A book that I found truly transformational after the Bible on helping me with my wealth mindset and really moving me to a brilliantly different place financially would be The Millionaire Mindset by Harv T. Eker. Harv T. Eker. That's such a great book, and it shifted my financial blueprint in such a great way. In such a great way. Yeah, so keep the right energy, be positive, be thankful that we are in this space. We're siblings, we're friends, right? And not being in the compass does nothing to our relationship and what we could even share in the days ahead, okay? If you feel like, DDK, I'm not completely certain where I'm going to get the full fees from, but I see myself able to strike to it, I want to challenge you to tonight or tomorrow morning, go and fill your application. If you want to get into group coaching or one-on-one, go do that first, because the way I close my doors, the thing is really like a shock sometimes. So go do that very quickly, okay? Similolua says, being an immersed in a circle for a year has helped me see myself differently as one with immense value. One of the things DDK tells us is that you're not too broken to be used by God. So epic. Yeah, The Millionaire Mind by Harv T. Eker. Marilinda says, in day 2 of the 90-day transformation, for the first time in my life, I had to write out how I would use $1 million, and it got me thinking. Tori says it's mindset shift for her. Modupa says self-discovery. Let's look at that again. Self-discovery, deep mindset reset, clarity, growth, great sense of responsibility to maximize every second of the life God has given me. I love it. Nene says mindset shift. You have opened me to new light that in so many ways has triggered significant mindset shifts, which results in change of my perception, then action, then results. Wow, so good. Olubumi says transformation has looked like me executing the vision, even during a challenging pregnancy. I couldn't shift the vision and I kept evolving, even down to my routines to be able to produce the ideas that I got. You know, Bumi, you were like on another level. Like big respect for what you created in that season of your life. Okay, this is the book, The Millionaire Mind by Harv T. Eker. So it is Harv. I'm going to have to write it for you. Millionaire Mind, a powerful, powerful book by Harv T. Eker. See what it looks like. So for sure, you want to check that out. Or T. Harv Eker, you find it. It's such a great read and a definite gift of a book. Okay, I love it. I love what you shared to me or with me about transformation. I'm happy to take more. No stretch, no growth is so apt, says Moron Keg Bimigo. Okay, let's take a few questions. What's on your heart about a life of vision? What's on your heart about how you see yourself in the future? What's on your heart about the support that you need and where to find that support for you to begin to execute rapidly? and for you to evolve radically and become, because it's really not just about what we do, it's about who we become. Okay. I love it. My beloved Fumi Ayewole says, I commented above, but I have more. Transformation is in my routines and in my doggedness, based on the conviction that it is built out of immersing myself in the vision. So good, so good. Learn from unbundling. Bralade says, transformation for me is the multi-potentiality teaching and also the model of DDK. I never knew someone was doing all that society was telling me is impossible. This is so good. I love it. I so love it. Denmi, I agree. It's a wow moment. You know, Bralade is one of the biggest authors of our time. She's a storyteller. She's an author. She's a media lord, and she's a true visionary. I was in a one-on-one coaching session with Bralade. When I left, I was like, hey, my God, oh, I have work. I have work. Like, Bralade is a breath of fresh air, and I can't wait to see what we're going to create together now that you are in the Visionary Compass. So for sure, welcome on board, and very exciting to do life with you, my friend. Damien says, DDK, my heart leaps at the possibilities that await me personally in the Visionary Compass, even as I reflect on the domino effect of just being in the mastermind this last cycle. So good. Now, so good. That is like precious, good stuff. I tell you what, it's going to be an exponential experience. I have experienced exponential, where in just 1 year, I so radically shifted that my husband was like, whatever is working on you is on steroids. It was so powerful, and I expect that to happen for you. Then he says, it's been phenomenal, and I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that the Visionary Compass is for me. I will be joining you eventually, definitely, and that is super exciting. We can't wait to welcome you, and we are in the final week of enrolling students. So it will be a joy, a big joy to serve you, Denmi, because you're definitely such an outstanding woman. And I am excited to see what's ahead. Tommy Saino says, hi, DDK. I was listening to you on someone's channel, I think Pimo. I think it was done earlier in the year, but I had no idea about it. You spoke about a scheduler, but I couldn't pick the name. A scheduler. I'm not even clear on when you say scheduler, what do you mean? Because I use Google Calendar for the most part. Are you talking about someone who teaches about scheduling? Or are you talking about a technology tool? If you let me know. Yeah, I use Google Calendar, and then I use a Productivity Plus journal. Productivity Plus journal by Bisola Lunge. Those are my primary tools. So if you let me know a bit more, that could sort of help. Okay. We are now in the questions and sharing. What's the word here? Like buffet session, right? And we just want to feast on whatever you want to share with us tonight. So it's your show, whatever you want from me. I'm here for you, here to give it to you. Yeah, so it could be the Productivity Plus Planner. You could check that out. You could check that out for sure. It's been a real gift for me to listen, and I believe it could help you too as well. Okay, this has been so good. Anne says, as a new member of the Immerse Inner Circle, would it be too much for me to jump on Visionary Compass, or should I stay in the Immerse Inner Circle for now? Because I'm still on the cleanse stage. I would say stay in the Immerse Inner Circle for now. If you're on the cleanse stage, it's likely that you are going through a phase of just getting emotional healing, detoxing from stress, and really clarifying and cleansing up your soul from any negativity so that you're powerful and you're authentic and you're strong. If that's where you are, then you want to get that job done, because in Visionary Compass, one of the things we even really teach visionaries is the kind of heart upon which vision sticks, right? So get the great work going in the Immerse Inner Circle, and we'll see you in the class of 2022 at Visionary Compass, okay? Abisola says, transformation for me is the absolute embracing of the realities that I get to interact with in all the streams from you. Wow. Thank you. I love you, Abisola, so very much. Okay. Marilinda says, how do you turn knowledge into action? You just do it. Nike gave us the code. You just do it, right? You just do it. But to give a more elaborate secret, I challenge you to read the book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It gives you the mystery, the miracle of taking knowledge and converting it into easy to apply habits that really become automated practices in your life. But at the end of the day, what I know about converting knowledge to action is, number one, conviction that I need this. You see, I go for knowledge, but I am not a knowledge junkie. Meaning, I'm not blown away if you tell me I read 40 billion books in a year, or I read 10 books this week. To the end that what? I'm not a knowledge junkie. I'm a strategic learner, and I've taught this, a lot about how to really find a transformational anchor in every season. Meaning, you've got to be clear on how you want to grow. So if you see me reading a book or listening to a podcast, it's because I'm trying to use it to grow exponential or fix a gap that I find in my life and in my effectiveness. So that's the first thing. The knowledge we often are able to transfer into action is many times connected to the one that answers a pressing transformational need or demand in our lives. So conviction, I need this. If you need it, you're going to do it, right? Because now you know where they pin you. Now you know where they pinch you. So you're the one who knows, where it's hurting, where it's difficult and uncomfortable. If you want to get the respite you're looking for, you take that knowledge and do something. The second thing is a life that is not appraised and is not, what's the word here? That is not weighed. Someone has said it's not worth living. So the second thing I find is if you make a practice of often checking your growth areas and how you're doing, and doing these reviews every quarter, it truly helps you to see where you're growing and where you are still missing the point. And doing that definitely really helps. The third thing is actually journaling. There is proof in psychology that the things we learn and write are more likely to be the things that we remember, and the things that we remember are more likely to be the things that we repeat and practice. I love it. Thank you, Bim. I kept trying to remember how it said, the unexamined life is not worth living. This is so beautiful and so powerful. The final thing I'll say for you, who asked me the question, Mary Linda, the final thing I'll say is, please learn based on your unique intelligence. Learn based on your best learning intelligence. And if you're in the Immerse Inner Circle, we're actually making all of Module 1 available for free for all students in the coaching membership this cycle. And I taught extensively about the learning metabolism, and you're not going to read that or hear that anywhere else. So learn based on how it works best for you. I have to read. I'm visually stimulated. I've got to read. Even when I listen to audiobooks, I still have to hold a physical copy and underline. For some people, they have to observe. Some people have to teach it back. Some people have to be set in the context through mentorship. Some people have to listen. So leverage learning through your best intelligence, your best learning intelligence, and it sticks faster. Okay? I love it. Bamika says, transformation for me is the evolving of me into the different dimensions I was scared to explore because of limiting beliefs. Working with DDK in the past 24 months or less has been mind-blowing. And thank you so much for that kind feedback. Yes, Mama, it's good to see all the extraordinary things you're doing. It's just so, I'm so charged observing how you're flowing out with your empires of legacy, and so much more is ahead of you. Okay, we are gradually bringing this to a close. We're gradually bringing it to a close, and I am like really proud of you, really, excited for you. Greatness is ahead of you. Things will not be difficult for you. Your life will emerge into the fullness of divine possibilities. You will not be overwhelmed. You will not be confused. You will not be afraid. You will not be broken down. You will not be distressed. You will not walk alone. Things will break open for you that will give you joy. Your answers will come to you. Your prosperity will come to you. Your purpose will be distinct to you. Key relationships, the right networks, exponential opportunities, they will all come to you. The nations locked on your insight will find expression and they will connect to the audience to which they have been sent. 2021 is still your year as a visionary. Even if you're not able to get into Visionary Compass this year, it's still your year of the visionary. You will still find answers, education, mentorship, opportunities, knowledge. I will still serve you in other ways and help you go further. You will move faster, further. You will do more. You will become stronger. You will rise quicker. Things will work in your favor. Your joy will be full. Your life will multiply, creating transformation for others. You will add value where you are. You will not be relegated. And in the places where you've been forgotten, overlooked, unappreciated, where you feel like you've done a thankless, unknown job, platforms will begin to open up for you to be seen, recognized, embraced, accepted, and celebrated. Things will happen quicker. And in the places where you've waited for long, stewarding instructions that you've received, doors begin to open for you. Those who have been ordained, anointed, strengthened, and graced to support, help, empower, and bless you will come to you. The connecting lines between you and those who have your answers will become shortened. The frequency that causes people to gravitate together, the spiritual connections that are created for people of equal frequencies, equal assignments, similar mandates, right? That creates comradeship and creates opportunities and partnerships, collaborations and ecosystems to open up in your life. You will not go on a lonely journey. Your burdens will not be bigger than your capacity to bear them. Even when you feel like you've been bent out of shape, you'll be straightened up back in strength. You will not break. You will not be frustrated. Your dreams will come to pass. Your vision will speak. The potentialities of your tomorrow will be birthed in your today. You will rise and others will rise to call you blessed. The glory, kindness, favor, and beauty of the Lord be upon you. Let light shine on your path. For those of you whose hearts are burning to get into this program and you have a witness, you're meant to be here, I'm asking for extraordinary provisions, extraordinary divine assistance, that it will come to be in the course of the next few days, that you're going to be able to come right on board and say, DDK, it worked. This is a rare miracle, but it happened, and I'm bringing it back in here because this is where it happened. Things are going to work quickly for you. You're going to see, you're going to hear, you're going to have understanding. You would articulate your vision, and it will be a rallying cry, drawing and mobilizing to you an army that have been sent to partner with you. You won't go alone. You will have a support system built by God. A new generation will arise who become family members, literally caught by the blood of Christ. They will favor you. They will be kind to you. They will do you good. They will lift your hands. You would have rest of soul. You will prosper in peace, and you'll be in abundance. Every true sense of abundance, authority wealth, legacy wealth, transformational wealth, transactional wealth, people's wealth, sovereign wealth, all dimensions of wealth will come into your life as you stay worthy, as you stay obedient, as you stay true. You'd have the right values. And in the places where you're giving up on the right values and the right ethics and the right principles, because it seems too tough to stand for what is right, new strength will emerge in you to do what is right. For those of you who run businesses, your customers will come to you, doors will open to you, new markets will come into your space. You will have innovation, creative insight, and you will build products that are beloved and will create value for many others. For those of you who are in career, you'll be outstanding in innovation, outstanding in competence, outstanding in excellence. You'll be relentless in getting answers where they matter. You would have favor with your colleagues, your reporting lines, your superiors. Your performance appraisals will be beautiful this year. It will be a memorable year of many promotions, bonuses, and opportunities. You'll be smart, exceptional in your job. For those of you in faith-based ministry, you would have more heart, a larger heart for the things of God, and you would carry many in the womb of your compassion. You would help, you would be helped. Things will work out. If you're in public sector, in civil service, in government, in politics, in the midst of corruption, you will shine as a light. You'd have a word, a mouth, and an answer. You'd operate with great wisdom, and you would see what your contemporaries cannot see, that begins to build the blueprint that solves the crisis on the continent, placing you head and shoulders above others and opening you up to what you didn't have before, what you didn't know before, what you couldn't do before. Every time that we hear from one another, it will be for joy and not for calamity. It will be for goodness and greatness. And when we see what you're doing, it will be clear that God has gone ahead of you. He's leveled the mountains. He's exalted the valleys and has made the crooked paths straight. You are going to be glorified. You will not be small. You'll be multiplied. You will not be few. Have a beautiful, 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 beautiful week. But more importantly, have a beautiful year. Okay? I'm praying for you and I'm releasing my faith for the best to happen to you this beautiful year. Okay? Have yourself a beautiful night, and we officially have come to the end of the Visionary Talk Show because we're now getting into school. From next week, our students are joining us at Visionary Compass, and it's been a joy serving you this way. Okay? Thank you. Good night. Love you. Take care. This was a really beautiful time. Bodam says, as an Oliver Twist, I hope those of us in Visionary Compass will be enjoying this kind of prayers. You that I have your names, that I'm calling your name one after the other. Oh, you've entered it. Okay, good night, everyone.